A medical vacuum has occurred. The situation at the time can be seen from the voices of citizens recorded in the struggle for the establishment of Seongnam City Hospital, in the fight to withdraw the closure of Inha Hospital. Most of the citizens were opposed to the closure of the hospital. After hearing the news of the decision to close the business, the patient is not feeling well. Even if you listen to the opinions of patients in the same hospital room, the majority are opposed to the closure. Inha Hospital has been frequently used by citizens of Sujeong-gu and Jungwon-gu because the hospital is at the center of the old city, even though the facilities are old. Above all, it is the only university hospital in the region. If it goes out of business right away, it has to go to Bundang. After that, I hope it will be promoted to increase the number of hospital patients by investing in facilities. Kim, who is hospitalized at Inha Hospital. I used the emergency room last time, and I waited for 4 hours. I'm so angry. It wasn't that much before, but the waiting time is too long. Perhaps because the number of hospital personnel has decreased. That point needs to be improved so that local residents can use the hospital comfortably. Although the facilities are old, I think it is a big problem that hospitals in the old city are closing one after another. Cheng, a local resident. I was hospitalized at Inha Hospital for 8 months, from 1995 to 1996. This time, my wife was sick, so I came here to Inha Hospital, even though my house was in Sihung. However, it is unfortunate that the facility has not improved much compared to before. My sister-in-law lives near here, but she still mainly uses Inha Hospital compared to other hospitals. If there is no university hospital as large as Inha Hospital nearby, it will be very uncomfortable if the hospital closes. Patient guardian Jung, short-distance transportation is important for 119 paramedics to properly provide first aid. The longer it takes to travel, the lower the possibility of recovery. The disappearance of Inha Hospital and Seongnam Hospital means that the conditions of the old city of Seongnam become so poor for first aid. If Inha Hospital disappears, you have no choice but to go to Seongnam Central Hospital in the east or Bundang in the west, which takes a full 15 minutes to pick up an emergency patient. If you move west, considering the time to go to the patient while waiting for dispatch and the transfer time by emergency car, it can be considered to take about 25 or 30 minutes. At this time, life may be at risk for traumatic patients who are on alert. In the case of Bundang, there are 4 large hospitals, so it is not a big problem in transporting emergency patients. Closing businesses is a matter directly related to the lives of citizens. 119 paramedics at Seongnam Fire Station in Sujeong-gu. The committee had no choice but to wait for negotiations between Seongnam City and Hanjin Group. For now, the report on the closure of business on July 10 was rejected, but the meeting with Chairman Cho Yang-ho was delayed day by day. In the meantime, it was belatedly known that Seongnam Hospital decided to relocate the reduction and repurposed the existing site and sold it. The committee was concerned that Inha Hospital would follow in the footsteps of Seongnam Hospital, and the hospital would not be able to enter again. Hanjin Group had lost ownership of Inha Hospital, but if it had acquired Hanmi Hospital in an illegal procedure in the first place, it could have continued to operate the hospital at a cost. Seongnam Hospital would not have had a medical gap if another hospital had been built by selling it as a hospital site without changing its use. Inha Hospital, which was at the center of this period, was even more affected because it was a regional base hospital that also served as medical protection for patients and vulnerable groups on foot. Both Seongnam Hospital and Inha Hospital had unions, but management had not discussed the issue with the union and had no time to take any significant measures. Seongnam City, which is responsible for management and supervision, such as changing the use of the site or litigation for ownership transfer, had no countermeasures at all for the medical vacuum that will blow up soon. Mayor Lee Dae-yeop said he would meet with Chairman Cho Yen-ho, but there is no record that the two met.